Good morning, students. Class 7th Science. Students, we have discussed in earlier video chemical changes, and we have discussed many examples of the chemical changes. For example, evolution of heat, formation of precipitate, change in color, and emission of light, sound or smell. So student, today we will discuss some of the common chemical changes. So first is a rusting. Student, you may have seen that old iron gates, locks, chains often develop a reddish brown powdery substances on their surface. Have you ever seen? So these substances is called rust. These substances is called rust. And student, the chemical name of rust is iron oxide. It is formed when iron is exposed to moisture and oxygen in air. So in other way, that is called also corrosion. You will study in 10th class, student. So rusting of iron is a corrosion process. So what do you mean by the corrosion? The slow eating of metal due to moisture. Yes, student, oxygen. So rusting is also an example of the corrosion. So student, if we talk about rusting is a chemical change or physical change? Yes, student, it is a chemical change, because when iron react with water and oxygen to form iron oxide, there is a iron. Okay student, this is a chemical change. And when iron react with moisture and oxygen and form iron oxide to form new product. So what do you mean by the chemical reaction? The chemical reaction in which new substance is formed is called chemical reaction. So student, also rusting is a chemical reaction. Rusting is a chemical change. So what is the formula of the rust? Yes student, Fe2O3 dot XH2O. What is the formula of rust? Fe2O3 dot XH2O. And other name of the chemical name of this rust is the hydrated. Hydrated means it contain water molecule. It contain water molecules. So this name is hydrated ferric oxide. Now student, we will discuss how to prevent this rusting. And you know student, iron is the more prone to rusting in coastal area. Coastal area means where the weather is more humid. So rusting can cause a lot of damage to bridges, ships, buildings and machines. So how can we prevent the rusting? Because the rusting can be prevented if the surface of iron object is not allowed to come in contact with air. It means oxygen and water vapor. So student, there are some method used to prevent rusting. Painting. By painting you can prevent this rusting also, because painting prevents surfaces of the iron object from coming in contact with air and moisture, and thereby preventing rusting. And also you can prevent this rusting oiling, greasing and galvanization and tinning also. Oiling means oil or grease form a protective coating on the surface of iron object. So you can use this oiling or grease in the iron articles. You can use in iron gate also. You can try this. Okay student. And by using the galvanization and tinning. What do you mean by the galvanization? The process by which an iron object is coated with a layer of zinc. What do you mean by the galvanization? The process by which an iron object is coated with a layer of zinc. That is called galvanization. And a simple process in which the tin is used. If galvanization is process, then use a layer of zinc. If tinning process, there is a tin is used to coating metal. Understand this point. So iron parts of machine and cars and even water supply pipes are galvanized to prevent rusting. So in galvanization process, coating of the zinc. Okay student, and in tinning also the tin is used as a coating metals. So I hope you understand. So rusting is a chemical change. Now student, we will discuss the browning of fruit. So student, you have noted sometime when you cut the fruit and after some time you will see that the brown layer on the surface of the fruit also. You can see this picture. You can see apple when you cut, and try this also. When you cut the apple and leave for some time, what will happen? It turns brown because it react with the oxygen in the atmosphere. So student, browning is also a chemical reaction, chemical change. And the student, when browning, we can say that browning is a chemical change in which some compounds in certain fruits and vegetables react with oxygen in air to form a brown colored substance called melanin. So how can you prevent this browning? So you should be know how can you prevent this browning? By either storing the fruit and vegetable slice under water, and you can try lemon juice also. When you apply the lemon juice on the fruit, what will happen? It does not turn into the brown color. So browning of a fruit also a chemical change. Okay student, now we will discuss the reaction between the vinegar and baking soda. So the reaction between the vinegar and baking soda also a chemical reaction. Student, this is a very simple example, but you do not perform this reaction at home. We will try at school. Okay student. So the reaction between vinegar, other name of vinegar, acetic acid, and baking soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, can be observed by conducting a simple experiment. So what will happen? Take some vinegar in a glass beaker. You can see this beaker. Take some vinegar in a glass beaker and only a pinch of baking soda. So student, you will observe sometime the evolution of the bubbles create. So if evolution of bubbles, what will we show? Okay student, this will show that a chemical change has taken place. So you should be learned this reaction. Vinegar plus baking soda forms sodium acetate water plus carbon dioxide. So you can see the carbon dioxide is formed in this reaction. So how can you check this carbon dioxide? So student, you can identify the gas by passing it through lime water, calcium hydroxide, and the lime water turns cloudy due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Okay, this calcium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide from the calcium carbonate, and lime water turns milky. If lime water turns milky, so student, there is a carbon dioxide. If lime water is not milky, what will happen? There is no carbon dioxide. It is a student experiment for the carbon dioxide. Okay student, I hope you understand. Now student, we will discuss the chemical change. We have discussed earlier. What do you mean by the physical change? The changes in which no new substance are formed are called physical change, and it is also a reversible change. And in physical change, only physical property of a substance change. Example, shape, size and state. And other example of the physical change, you can see the melting of ice, formation of steam. Okay student, tearing of a paper. These are the, yes student, physical change. So student, sometime the physical change may be reversible. Mostly these are the reversible. For example, the dissolving of sugar in water is a reversible change, as we can regain sugar by evaporating the water. But if we tearing up a sheet of paper is an irreversible change. Why? Because paper cannot be easily restored to a single sheet. So physical change sometime may be reversible or irreversible. Understand? So student, understand what do you mean by the physical change? The change in which no new substance are formed are called physical change. Okay student. Now we will discuss the crystallization. What do you mean by the crystallization? Crystal. What do you mean by the crystal, student? Crystal is a solid form of compound in which atoms are arranged in a definite geometrical shape. You can see this diagram. So what do you mean by the crystal? Crystal is a solid form of a compound in which atoms are arranged in a definite geometrical shape. Okay student. Now this crystal are the purest form of solid compound. And what do you mean by the crystallization? It is a method by which a solid dissolve in a liquid. When a solid dissolve in a liquid is separated from it in the form of crystal. You can see the sea water, and salt is obtained from the sea water. And which process is this? Yes student, crystallization. So student, you know sea water contain a large amount of a common salt, sodium chloride, along with other compounds and impurities. So student, what will happen? Sea water is collected in a large open pit salt pan, and when sun heat is coming, what will happen? The water collected in the salt pans evaporate and leaving behind the solid salt. Student, so this is a physical change. This is a physical change, and the salt obtained by this process is impure and contain many impurities. So the impure salt be purified by the process of crystallization. Okay student. So if a supersaturated solution of impure salt, this is a supersaturated solution of impure salt obtained by the evaporation. When evaporation is process by which water change into water vapor, and this evaporation is done by the sun heat. Okay student. So a supersaturated solution of impure salt in water is prepared by dissolving excess salt to saturated solution at elevated temperature. Understand? So this solution is boiled. What will do? This solution is boiled and filtrate to remove insoluble impurities. So the filtrate is then left undisturbed for some time and allowed to cool slowly. What will happen? By slow cooling, the salt particles present in the solution start separating and form crystals. And the crystal formed are then filtered, dried, and salt crystal obtained by this process are pure and are used for the various purposes. So student, you know what do you mean by the saturated solution? You know saturated. So you can try at home. Take one tumbler or beaker or glass and add some water and 1 spoon salt, add it and stir it. Okay, it dissolve. Now add some more salt, then stir, it dissolve. Now add more. So if when you see after some time, you will see that salt does not dissolve in water. That is the saturated solution. So what do you mean by the saturated solution? The solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature is called saturated solution. So more solute can be dissolved in a saturated solution upon heating. If you increase the temperature of this saturated solution, what will happen? The salt dissolve in the water. So this resulting solution is called a supersaturated solution. What do you mean by the saturated solution? The solution in which no more solute can be dissolved is called saturated solution. When this saturated solution, we increase the temperature, what will happen? The solute can be dissolved in a saturated solution. So this solution is called a saturated solution. Okay students, I hope you understand. And so student, you read this chapter very carefully because this chapter is very interesting, and you read this chapter top to bottom very carefully. Okay students, bye, take care.